This is an example from Kaiser Permanente on a new conversational roadmap that allows caregivers to better connect with their patients. Along the way, we're introducing some of the missteps that could happen during these conversations. Frustration, doubt, fear, these are all things that are experienced by the patient. In this roadmap, we're going to help you understand the different phases of a conversation and the ways to really connect with those patients. Here's the roadmap: open the encounter, negotiate the agenda, explore ambivalence, assess readiness, tailor your transition, and close the encounter. Each one of these we're going to ask the learner to select and just learn a little bit more about what open the encounter means. We're going to get some information about what happens at this phase of the conversation. We're going to allow them to click on the Tips tab and get some tips about how to connect during these conversations. And then we're also going to allow them to watch this play out in practice.
Good morning, Mr. Jeffries, Rochelle Santa. It's good to see you again. So I understand you're here to talk about your blood pressure. We have about 15 minutes today. I'm wondering if it's okay if we go ahead and go over what you've been doing.
So in the video, the learners are watching this open the encounter being modeled with caregiver-patient conversation. After they've gone through this, we're going to allow them to actually try this and put it in action. So the Try It button takes them to another component where you get a summary of a patient. Here's Carol, 21, elevated cholesterol levels, some different background components of where she is during her journey. And then we take them to the simulation of the conversation. So as you can see, we're in Open the Encounter. Here you can click on the Say button. You can click on or roll over the patient to see what they're thinking. And let's start out our conversation. So we've got three different options that the learner can read through and try to decipher which is the best way to connect with this particular patient. Here's one that starts out, where would you like to start? This one talks about, would it be all right if we spent 15 minutes? So let's connect this one. And as you can see, we're going to get some feedback. We're going to get what the patient says, whatever, I guess. Since the doc told me to show up, I don't have much of a choice, do I? Here's what they're thinking. Cool. I only have to put up for this for 15 minutes. And you can see the motivational meter actually is moving up. And this will move up and down based on how well you present this conversation and you create this simulated conversation. You also get some coaching feedback. Now, as we go on, we're going to then continue the conversation. If we say something good, again, your motivation meter goes up and you get feedback. So this will continue throughout the life cycle of this conversation. If at any point you start to trend down and you get into the low area, the patient might stop talking and say, you know what, I think I'm done. I don't need this, and you'll get feedback on why that particular conversation happened, why they did not engage with you, and you'll then have to go and apply it again. So here's an example of a conversational component that can be used for many, many different types of content. Thank you so much for taking a look.